So I've been coming to pick magwere kunok corn chibage several times now. Yeah, so today we're just picking a snack, another snack, and there's a little intruder, a worm. Just break it off. Yeah. Right, so what we did, we put chibage maize on about, this is about 1 acre space, or a little more than that. And what we had done is that we staggered it, because the rains in the beginning, they were not very consistent. It's only after, in December, that's when it started raining more consistently and heavily. So we had staggered the planting so that if the first crop doesn't catch adequate rain, we'll get the next crop will get better rains. So the ones this side are the first batch, which is where I'm picking from. I wonder what this vine is. So now I have about 2, 4, 6 in the bag, and maybe I'll just get 2, 3 more. So usually what I use to check whether the maize is done yet and ready to be picked or not are 2 things. Number 1 is the color of the silk. The color has to be a nice dark brown color, and it's starting to dry up. And number 2, the cob slants away from the stalk a little bit, like this one. So with this one, the cob is slanted away from the stalk, and it's starting to, the brown is, the silk is drying up. It's starting to dry up, but it's not a nice dark. You can see some of them are starting to turn dark brown, and not all of it. So when the whole thing is dark brown, then I know that it's ready, and those are the ones that I'm currently targeting and picking. Also because I want them to be, when you pick them, when they're not yet quite done, they'll be too milky. In Shona, some call this nundurwa. That means they didn't quite reach maturity yet. So usually when you boil that, worse if you try to roast it on the fire, they'll be so teeny weeny, the little what are they, when they're individual bits of the corn. Yeah, those ones, they shrink, and that won't be quite enjoyable. So that's why I leave them and give them a little more time to come to maturity. So let's find 2 more and we're done. Off to the pot with these. My little stash.
All right, so here we are, proof of life after several months.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thank you so much for everyone who followed up on us. A big shout out to the Tandis. Tandis living a good life. Who checked in on us in our DMs and also featured us on one of their videos. Big shout out to all of you who came to our comments on the different platforms where we have been posting, just checking in on us if everything is okay. We really do appreciate that. Everyone from the UK, from South Africa, from Zimbabwe here in Zim, from New Zealand, Australia. I mean, if I didn't mention your country by name where you are, I really do appreciate you and just checking in. You know, that's the community spirit, and we truly appreciate that.
Appreciate that, definitely,
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing in this video, we're just going to have a conversation, different conversations along the video where we talk about what has been happening, why we took a break, why we stopped, you know, what does the future hold, what is the way forward. So we'll just sprinkle it to different places along this video as we go about what we have to show you in this episode.
Yeah, so the journey is still continuing.
It does, it is, certainly. The journey can't stop, is it? Yeah. So we'll talk some more as we go in the video.
Wow, these ones, they're all soggy. Yeah, but these are rotten now.
But they're edible.
I can't quite tell if this is near because of the way it's rotting.
Can you pull it up?
Okay. It was a big one.
Yeah, it's rotten.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be edible. Oh, you see this one?
Oh,
I don't know if this is edible.
So this is Nedzi mushroom. Something has already been enjoying it. It's got some bites. So how you know it's Nedzi is because of the shape. One, it's got a domish like shape, and the top part of the mushroom will be brownish, like a light brown, and the rest of it is white. Yeah, so this one is edible. It's been raining incessantly the past couple of days, and then when the sun starts to come up, that's when they start popping. So right now we're still in between the rains and the sun is barely coming out, so maybe that's why some of it is rotting.
Is it this one? This is one?
No, that one you see a different shape.
So what is this one?
Oh, that one I don't know. In the medium, the color.
If somebody knows what it is.
And don't worry guys, we're not eating anything we don't know.
Yeah, but we bought how many last month?
Yeah, two. It was what? Was it 2 kg?
Yeah. So that what we bought was Nedzi. It just comes across the river from Mozambique. Was a lot of it, $1 a plate. It was really, really nice. Well, it's just the same land, same climate, so it should be occurring here. But we made a mistake last year. Was it last year? We removed a lot of ground, dried
Okay, no,
grass.
but actually it wasn't us.
Okay, yeah, we didn't approve of it. It was the caretaker who came in and removed a lot of, mulch, which are basically leaves that fall from the trees here in the wood, and then in the woods, and then created mulch for the bananas. So in the process, he disturbed the ecosystem, and I think he removed some of the mycelium, which is supposed to give us the mushroom. So we're basically starting afresh.
Yeah, or probably he had gotten the idea from us because we had taken a few leaves when we had so much vigor and eagerness for the garden. We had taken a couple of leaves to create as mulch, and then he came and stripped the whole forest of all the leaves. Yeah, but it's good to see that we can still find some mushrooms.
It's actually a good sign. It shows that there's still the seed is still there.
And even at the bird forest.
Yeah, the other side of the bird forest. But I see something there. I think there's some more. Let's just see that. Oh, there's some more. So there's still some mycelium. Oh. There's another one.
Plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Are you sure? Count again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
How about the red one? Do you count it? Count again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good job.
Where have we been? What happened? Where have we been? What happened? Yeah, so those who've been following the channel, you know that we have been at it for a while.
Since 2022.
2022, yeah. Yeah. So we're right on track until about June.
Yeah, June, July.
Yeah, June, July. Yeah. As we put in the last videos, one of the last videos on the channel was that we got the house to be in a place where it was habitable, it was livable, you could live in there comfortably. That was the goal, the strategy actually from the beginning. And then came around April. That's when we had the Zig introduced, thereabouts. Yeah, the Zig for us, okay, we're just emphasizing for us, the Zig was just a disaster because it impacted the, the partners or our clients that we work with in the business. Many could no longer be able to continue to trade as usual because of the changes that had happened. So it impacted our planning for the things that we needed to do on the house. So the whole idea of the channel was basically or continues to be, to document our journey with homesteading. Mm-hmm. So at that point we felt that, well, since we had this challenge that we're faced with, we could no longer proceed to the next stage of the things that we wanted to do on the house. So we decided to park the idea or documenting that progress, because we felt there was no longer any progress for that period of time when we had to resolve the issues that were happening.
Yeah, and there was a lot happening. Settling down when we got here. Mm-hmm. And I think when we got here, we were doing a lot of things. I think the excitement of being at the homestead. Mm-hmm. So at some point, I think I don't know if you'd call it burnout, but you just get really exhausted. You're waking up every day and you're exhausted, and that's not what life at a homestead should be. It should be at your pace. It's easy going.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just needed to take that break. In addition to our eldest daughters, they were writing exams, their IGCSEs. Mm-hmm. So, and as some of you may know, we homeschool. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of prep work that needed to go in that, to just focus on that and just help them to, just ensure that we've given them the best advantage or footing that they can get to get into the exams and excel, which they did.
Yeah, and quite interestingly, maybe a topic for another day. Out of that experience with our daughters, new ideas came in because we had to be hands-on to try and help them prepare for the exams in November last year. So it took us through a lot of things that eventually led us to see an opportunity, which we've actually started to work on around the education, exams, and things like that. So yeah, we'll talk about it maybe in another video some other time. But yeah, it was quite a demanding time. In addition to that, there was also the drought. The drought became a big issue for us here.
Yeah.
Water became a problem.
Yeah.
So unexpected. This was around October. That's when it intensified.
I think from May, it had already started.
Yeah.
The issues of water supply had already started because people without permits started, going to where our source is, where we got a permit to get a source for water. Started plugging in their pipes too. So the demand for the water that was available was now much lower.
Yeah.
So it affected a lot of things.
Yeah. So what Rumbi is talking about is concerning the permits. For you to get water from the springs up in the mountains, you need a Zinwa permit. So Zinwa in Zimbabwe is a regulatory body for water extraction or abstraction. So that's the one that we needed to have. So we have a permit which you renew on a yearly basis. So basically what was happening is that people without those permits, you pay for it. They didn't have the permits, but they were also drawing water. So there was a lot of demand for water. We just needed to have water to get the domestic affairs running. The laundry, the cooking, the bathing, and things like that. So it was a challenging time, but we are thankful that we managed to go through it. At any given time, we would refill our 5,000 liter tank from the water that was available. However, we could not carry on with the garden, because it was just really an emergency. I should put it that way, because we only had to have water to drink, to cook, to eat, and to bath, and to do the laundry, as I said. But we could not maintain a garden. So, as we showed in one of the videos when we were working on the garden, we just had to lose all that. I think we just kept the peppers. We tried to keep the peppers going because we use them in the recipes for for other business, and you don't get peppers easily here at the business center, at the growth point, at the shops. So we needed to just maintain that and keep it going, most of the time using grey water. So the rest of the garden basically just collapsed. And so this also affected the landscaping plans. We could not continue with the landscaping, which is the idea. We wanted to put the lawn and the greenery around the yard, the inner yard, close to the house.
Yeah, guys, a homestead without water can't work.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it was rough. And because water is almost like the basis of everything, because you've got self-sufficiency that you are aiming for. So if you can't grow your own food because you don't have water, then it ceases to be a homestead, because then you have to buy everything, which is not the idea. But we are truly thankful that now the rains have come, which is the update, since 2024 to now, that the rains have come, and there's a lot of green everywhere, and it has helped us to do our maize for this year. It was 2023-2024 rainy season, which was still normal, where we had done our maize. It was enough. It took us through the whole of 2024. Anyway, we didn't need to buy.
We didn't need to buy any grain at all.
We even gave some away. But last year was different because of the drought. So this year we are thankful that the forecast says it will be a normal rainy season. We are upbeat about that and looking forward to restarting the garden. Right now it's still it's just still the peppers that I was talking about, in the spring onion, and nunira, which is basically a weed.
What is it called in English?
Blackjack.
Yeah, blackjack. Yeah, and I like it. It's very tasty, but it's got stages in cooking it.
Yeah, and it's very nutritional, very high in iron, which is good. So anyway, we actually want to have bed when we resume the garden. A bed where we intentionally are growing it, because now it just pops up everywhere, and then you grab it when you find it. But now we actually want to grow it. We don't know if it's possible. We took the seed, but there's still plenty in the garden right now. But we'll see if we can grow it that way, or it's just a wild weed veggie that grows when it wants to.
So we allowed the garden to be run over by that, because it's edible, it's food. So that's the stage where it is now. And landscaping?
Yeah, so landscaping, we managed to put in some lawn. At first we asked we got some from our grandmother. She gave us a bag, which we planted. And because of the rains, it caught on. And then we also got a lot more, I mean, for the rest of the yard from one of the community members here in the village, which we managed to plant on most of the areas where we had designated for lawn. I think it was about maybe 20 or so bags of runners, 100 kg bags.
Yeah, those were
The
huge.
size, yeah. I don't know if the weight would translate to 100 kgs, maybe not, since lawn is lighter than other things. But anyway, it was the huge sacks. Yeah, we managed to get that in, and it's now starting to spread. I think we started in January. So yeah, they say it takes about 3 or so months for it to start really spreading properly, and we're seeing it, which is nice and exciting, you know, because the soil here, once it rains and you walk on it, the mud sticks on your shoes like it's intense. But as soon as the sun hits on the soil, you just walk properly. Yeah, but anyway, we just needed the lawn. We'll have more landscape like flowers and all that. We'll take it day at a time, stage at a time.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what we've been up to, what has happened in between. We have a few more things to say in this conversation as we go in the video. So yeah, let's talk about it then.
So we just come to do an eco-cash transaction. That's the owner. And just pick up a few items, a few supplies. Okay, so we just heard that there's no money here, so we're going to try another eco-cash agent. Yes, another transaction. This time from remotely to collect some cash. Yeah.
You look drained.
I always get drained when you come here because it's always so hot. It's extremely hot here. It's tiring. But yeah, just taking what's needed, doing what needs to be done. Back to our refreshing place. having cassava ingredients. So I was just checking this one. It's my first time seeing it. Yeah, so I'm now here at the grapevine in a little bit of the fields. I've just come from picking my shibage. The past few days I wasn't able to get some because of the rains that were not stopping. So I've got some, and so today I've picked from this front part of the field, and this is the side where we had planted last, and I was expecting it to still be quite fresh, but I'm pretty surprised that it's already getting dried up. So like this one, it's pretty firm, so we actually use this one for maputi, to cook maputi, which is basically just toasting, removing them off the cob and then toasting in the pan. You can put salt if you want. My tiny little granadilla, and another one. These have been falling, and something comes and eats them. Like there was a nice big yellow one that I saw the other day. Okay, it's still up there. It hasn't fallen yet. But yeah, and another one. I'm hoping we can get to them before they, like as soon as they drop, so that we can enjoy them. They're just so sweet and so delish. So before I go back inside, come, let me show you something. If you are squirmish, or as my girls call it when they were little, something that gives you the they call it heebie-jeebies, gives me the heebie-jeebies. If you are, then look away. Right now, look away. So there's this maguere. This one, guys, this is called corn smut, or corn mushroom. So it's basically when there's this growth, it's a fungal growth. It's a fungal growth that happens on your maize cob. The growth goes on the place where ideally your corn would have grown. So it's right on the cob. I don't know if you can see clearly, but yeah. It's right on the cob. So do you know that actually for some people this is gold, it's a delicacy, and they pluck it out and they cook it and they enjoy it. So it's a delicacy also because it doesn't occur very frequently. So when they find it in their fields, they're like, my oh my. but I can tell you I'm not one of those. The first time when I saw it, I was like, oof. But now I've kind of gotten used to it, so it's not really giving me the heebie-jeebies anymore. Anyway, the showers are coming back. I have one more pit stop as I go inside. So we have a little pumpkin growing over here, and it's now due for picking because the vine is dry. Is it the vine? What was holding it is dry. So yeah, and then there's another one. This one is smaller. So yeah, I'm going to cook these two guys today. I want to splash myself. Yeah, so looking forward to having this or these and the shibagi. I know some like to cook with the seeds in. I prefer not to. So this one has got holes here and here, so I don't know if I'll find much from this little one. So the side that I cut that didn't have the holes is fine. Probably what I'll do is that I'll just cut this off and this as well. Yeah. Yeah, so we salvaged it. Good to go. Now we're just going to cook our little harvest. I'm just going to put salt and water. I'll decide, maybe some of it will eat, the other bit maybe turn it into pumpkin pie. Yum. Okay.
So this is the seed from the pumpkin that Rumbi was preparing. So we're just trying to save it. We're going to put it out in the sun to dry. Fingers crossed that this is heirloom seed, meaning that it can be replanted generation to generation, I mean endlessly for hundreds of years actually. That's what happens with heirloom seeds. So I'm hoping that it is what it is. We got this from our grandmother up here in the village, other end of the village. So we are going to plant it at the front of the house in the house garden. If it's not heirloom, it's probably going to reveal the weakest part of the genetics. You find this with tomatoes most of the time. For example, if you try to save seed from store-bought tomato and you plant it, I've done this before. I didn't know this at the time some years ago, and then you get very tiny tomatoes and you wonder what has happened. So basically what will be happening is that the tomato is revealing the weakest side of the parents in the hybrid. So that's not the case with heirloom, which I'm hoping we have with this pumpkin seed that is going to reveal its best, or it is an heirloom, which means that it will continue producing the best. So we have had the pumpkin leaves previously from the same seed, and it tasted really nice. So I'm hoping that this is what we have here with this seed. We'll also find out when we eat the pumpkins themselves if they are sweet. Usually in the village, people try to save the best seed, and so that they can continue to enjoy the good quality of the seed. So hoping this is what we have with this seed and the fruit thereof. So let's see how it goes. I'm ready to eat it.
Let's see.
Oh, you want to save it for later?
I'm feeling hungry right now, so I like to have it now.
The biggest and the best.
Biggest and the best. Okay.
That's one.
Yeah, just
The tiniest.
the smallest. One.
I'll feast on it later. And more later. Do you want the biggest as well?
Okay. Medium. Yeah, that one is fine. No.
The green one.
Yeah. No need to fork in.
Or a spoon. Does it have any flavor?
Yeah, it's good. I used to put sugar, but now that I don't put sugar, but it's got flavor. For you,
Mine tastes like it needs sugar. And mine tastes sweeter.
So the one she's saying tastes like no sugar is the one that we picked and it was not turning orange.
this is the smallest one.
Yeah, it was small. So maybe they don't need to sit because it's the same seed.
Yeah.
They don't need to sit until they change color. Yeah, so the trip to Hauna was just a quick pop in to get a few supplies. And from the last video that we had done, we were talking about price comparison, and we're saying that life in the village is about 50% cheaper than life in urban or in the cities. And Do I still stand by that? Yes. Though, there have been a lot of changes in the economy with the introduction of the ZIG and everything that happened last year, since the time we spoke about the prices, things went up in the village, yes. Things also went up in the city. And so those margins are still pretty much the same. For instance, meat, at that time, I think meat was about $3.50 per kg beef, like good quality beef in the village. In the city, at that time, we'll be looking at about $9 or so to get the same quality per kg. So now beef is at about, it's ranging from $4 to $5.50 per kg, and it's real good quality meat. I think there are a lot of factors at play with that one because, with agricultural practices, there are fluctuations that happen. Sometimes there's more supply than the other times where the supply would be lower, so that affects prices. But overall and generally, I would say things are still much cheaper here in the village compared to urban. So again, on the agenda, when we went to our now was to get ourselves a winnowing basket. In Shona we call this Tswanda or Rusero. So for this, I really needed this because we had been, we do use wheat, the wheat grain, to make not rice, to make sadza, to make porridge, also to make bread, especially because we make our own bread here. So when you get the wheat, you need to separate the chaff, the wheat grain. You need to separate the chaff and any dirt from it. So this is a very useful and handy little tool, if you want to call it that. This was only $2. It's just a basic reed woven one. There was another type which was a bit smaller than this one. The vendor was saying that one was $2. It was smaller, but you're saying the quality of the reed will push it to be more expensive. So anyway, I just went with this one. We also had been looking for wheat for, I think, months, because like I said, we do use it to make bread, especially bread, and then sadza is an added, and the porridge. And we couldn't find it. It was so difficult. It's about 20 for a bucket, which is 20 kgs. We would pay $8 for it, $7 to $8. And then, so in desperate times when we couldn't find it where we usually would get it, when we finally got it, it was $20 for the bucket, which was pretty expensive compared to the $8. But just at that time, when we had gotten that $20 supply, we then got word that our allocation from the village had come through. Our allocation of wheat had come through. So we received this bag of wheat plus another 2 gallons, which made altogether 60 kgs. So again, this is some of the things that happened in the village, that especially with the drought last year, some inputs are sent, whether it's fertilizer, for agricultural purposes, and also some food relief packages. GMB stands for Grain Marketing Board, which is basically a government parastatal. And so this is aid that is coming from the government. So let me grab my Tswanda Rusero, my basket, and just demonstrate how I usually do it to separate or to sort out, to clean the wheat. previously I was using a dish because I didn't have this, so this will come in really handy. So let me just grab a little bit from the leftover from that expensive $20 bucket thing and show. So this one was actually not so bad. It was clean meat. There will still be some chaff, but it was fairly good. In Shona we call this kupepeta. So if you're a non-Shona speaker, you've just learned a new word. Okay. And then the little bits that wouldn't have come off, I can just pick by hand and toss out. And then get some more. So when I'm sorting it out, I put in some more. And when I've sorted everything and I'm ready, we take this to Chigayo or the grinding mill. And they grind it up for us. So here it's about, the first grinding mill is about 1 kilometer from where we are, and the other one, actually there are 3 over there. They are 2 kilometers away from here, which is like the local shops, the main local shops. Over there it's 30 cents to grind 10 kgs of whatever wheat or maize. So yeah, once it's ground up, then we just come back and it's ready to use for the things I mentioned earlier.
So, a resolution has been adopted from the in-house cabinet meeting that we are going to continue with the documentation, although it will be slightly different because where we are starting from and what else needs to be done. So we are going to be doing videos every other Sunday. What it means is that there will be basically about 2 videos every month. And then we just, as we see how things go, we'll pick up pace as needed. So basically we'll be showing what's happening here at the homestead. It includes all the other activities and the daily life, the little projects that we'll be doing. So yeah, we invite you to escape on a Sunday and join us here at the homestead and see what will be happening every other Sunday. Hopefully we'll pick up pace and return to our regular Sunday videos. So this is where we are with it.
Yeah, the show must go on, so to speak, and we will not stop. Lord willing.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just let it flow. Just let things happen and document as we go.
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting if you're enjoying the channel, if you can, when you watch a video, and I mean, this is not for only us as creators, but all the creators, I mean, from Zim. When you like something that you see on whatever channel you're following, just leave a like, leave a comment. At the very least is a like, it's helpful to creators. It just indicates that, you've got an audience there. People who are interested to watch what you're doing. So I've noticed that I used to do that myself. You watch a video, you get something very interesting, you just enjoy it, and then you walk away, you move on to the next thing without leaving a reaction. So I've realized that reactions are very important to creators because they kind of signal, which direction you're going, if people are enjoying the content. So that's why it was quite an overwhelming surprise when we went on the break and we found people commenting and saying, no, where have you been? So we realized that a lot of people are watching and actually enjoying the content. So yeah, you can just make it a deal with yourself to say, when you watch any Zim creator, whatever channel, it doesn't have to be Outback, you just leave a favorable reaction based on what you're enjoying on the channel, and that is helpful to creators.
Yeah, basically just being expressive.
Yeah.
And yeah, encourages others along the way.
That's right.